listener wants to know how to get rid of negative spirits. Before we get into that, let's talk about what a negative spirit is. It's any entity that you don't want around you. This could be an ancestor, a ghost, or something more pesky than that. It doesn't actually have to be threatening or harming you. If it just feels off and you don't want it hanging around and it's in your space, you have a right to your boundaries. Now, prevention is going to be a lot easier than trying to get rid of something. So, here are 6 things you can do to prevent attracting unwanted negative spirits. So, the first thing is to not invite them in. When we were kids, of course, we would tell ghost stories, and there would always be this smart aleck who would want to call the spirits in. Don't do that. You don't know who's walking through that door. Just because someone's dead doesn't make them wise or good. The land of the living is for the living. Stay on your own side of the veil. Cool? The second thing is to keep your energy body light. Everything is energy. If you watch violence, lying, stealing, disrespect, or worse on television or social media, it impacts your own energy. Cursing, gossiping, complaining, manipulation, and that kind of thing brings your vibe down and makes it easier for darkness to come in. Like attracts like. If you want positive, helpful, loving energy around you, it helps to be that. Number 3 is to keep your space clean. Clutter and dirt create stagnant energy. If you watch any movie about haunted places, you will see that they take place in dark, dingy, dusty places, not bright, clean spaces. That's not just for a spooky effect. If the energy in a space is bright and airy, I won't say dark spirits can't come there, but it's a lot less likely. Number 4 is to stay away from places where negative spirits accumulate, like hospitals and battlefields. Lots of spirits are found in hospitals because there are lots of sick, dying, and dead people there. If you die drugged or suddenly, you may not know that you're dead. But if someone comes along who has dark energy like attracts like. And most attachments are opportunistic. If you're open, negative spirits get in. Number 5 has to deal with being open. When you're healthy and have good self care habits, you're less vulnerable to things like attachments because your energy body boundaries are better. Everybody has an energy body or aura, and if you're not healthy, that energy body can have holes. The integrity isn't great, so anything can get in. If you can't tell the difference between your feelings and someone else's, or if being around people drains you, you might have a porous energy body and can benefit from meditation, a better diet, exercise, time in nature, or things like that. Number 6 is to protect your space. You can do this by putting a ring of salt around your house or using aromatic smoke to purify the space. There are other ways to ward your space, but they're a bit involved and you need to know what you're doing. But anybody can use smoke and salt. That's 6 defensive ways to deal with negative spirits, but what if they're already here? So let's look at something offensive that you can do. So, number 7 is to tell it to leave you alone and mean it. You have power. You can use that power to assert your boundaries. This is the biggest thing that you need to do is just own it. This is our realm. We are physical. They are not. We have power here. And their biggest power is fear. If they make you fear them, they win. If you stand your ground, know your power, and let them know that you're not afraid, they will go away and find someone who's easier to mess with. In some ways, they're like people. If you ignore them, they may go away because they want your attention. And if you don't give it to them, they will find someone who's more fun to bother with. And if you aren't afraid, their power goes way down. Now, some of them are more convincing and powerful than others. They're like bullies. If you meet one that you can't take, leave the field. Ask for help. Use discernment. If you have an actual attachment, find a qualified professional to help you with that. Call in your spirit guides, God, or whatever you believe in. Nobody has to do anything alone. Now, before we leave this topic, I want to say that a lot of people talk about charms, spells, protection rituals, and things like that. That's fine if it makes you feel better, but remember that we live in a complementary dualistic reality. If you're protecting yourself against something, you're also manifesting that there is something to be afraid of. There are poisonous snakes, lions, toxins, and dangerous things in the world, but that doesn't mean that they're a threat to you. By focusing on danger, you're calling it to you. And you are a creation being to create love, peace, and connection. It won't give you eternal life because we're all going to die someday of something, but it will give you peace. You're not your body, you're an eternal soul, and nothing can harm you on that level. So be the bright, loving being that you are, and everything will be fine. Believe in yourself. So thank you for the question. This is not an exhaustive list of all the possible things that you can do to get rid of negative spirits. So tell me what I missed. What do you do to get rid of negative spirits? Thanks for watching, guys.